proper wild boar hunting at last. Morning. Day 2 of the driven hunt. We're shooting in hightowers today, so I'm not going to need all the normal stuff that we take when we normally go stalking. Already got my mouflon jacket on and mouflon bibs, which is the Deerhunter cold weather gear, which is absolutely fantastic if you stood in the cold all day. We've got all our kit stored in under trays, so we've got all our luggage, and we've got the guns, the rifles, the ammunition, sticks and everything, binos, night vision. It's all stored away in its own compartment. Makes everything really easy, well, especially if you're travelling. You can just go to it, you know where your stuff is, you can get it out, no problem at all. So in the drawers here, I've got various things. Right at the back, we'll put it at the back because that's where we're not going to use it all the time to grab as quick, is cleaning kit. All various oils, rods, brushes, everything else that we normally use. Then we've got the ammo can. Got the ammo in there. We've got Ian's ammo at the front, separated by the box of the 308 ammo, which is used for the spare rifle, and then we've got my ammo at the back, 300 Win Mag. Imperative that you make sure that you've picked the right ammo box up, because there's nothing worse than trying to shove the wrong bullet in the wrong gun. It doesn't go well. Then we've got boxes of our various bits of kit. This one's mine, that one's Ian's. In here we have my high-vis hat, so we don't get shot. Pelletor ear defenders. Then I've got my spare mags for my gun, which are also my trigger mechs. Both hold 3 rounds each. And I've got 2 of those, so I've got plenty of ammo. I've got my rifle, which is in this case, and my sticks. I always take my sticks, even though we're not stalking as we normally stalk through the wood and everything else. If we just stood on our pegs and use my sticks to support the rifle, as you've seen it yesterday, they're always handy. If you get a long shot, 200-yard shot with a relatively small mag scope and everything else, it can steady you. Obviously, common sense, so it's always good to take. That's pretty much it. We'll just load up now and get on our way. Okay, so I'm just going to drop this into my pockets now, shut up, and we're on our way. Magazines away, air defenders in the other pocket. Right, hopefully go and get some pigs.
As the morning briefing takes place, the excitement and anticipation starts to build. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to hunt here in Hungary once again. This hunt has been organised by Tamas Tacaks of Wonderheart Hunting, who ensures everyone is fully briefed on the day's proceedings before we set off.
Yeah, we're in that tower, yeah? Okay, we're in that tower. Kalapal.
Steve is positioned in a high seat for the first drive that offers a great view of the ground ahead. This also provides a safer angle to shoot running game when the terrain is relatively flat or sloping away from you, particularly when your neighbouring guns are positioned nearby.
So today, first drive of the day, we're in a high seat, which we weren't yesterday at all, so I'm quite happy about that. Got guns to my right and obviously guns to my left, but this is pretty much our field of view here, points where we can shoot and where we can't. We've seen a group of fallow come running through. Unfortunately, they were all bunched together, so they didn't present a shot. Got a nice buck in there, so we've seen game already. We've only just literally walked into the seat. Hopefully, things are going to be good. I'm using the same setup as I've been using for the last 2 days. I'm using my Blaser R8 Professional Success in 300 Win Mag. Absolutely love this rifle. It's so fast at recycling rounds with it being a straight pull, and it's such a safe rifle as well. And the safety catch is on the back, so you can flick it off like a shotgun. But when it's decocked, the word is decocked. It decocks the spring from the firing pin, so it doesn't matter if I dropped it or whatever. There is no chance of it going off whatsoever. Really quick, really safe. Love it to bits. On top again, we've got the Hawk Frontier 30 1:6 × 24 illuminated tactical reticle, 6 levels of brightness. It's got the exposed lockable turrets on the side, which are 1/10 MRAD. So all in all, it's a really good pig killing combination. All we need is some pigs. Well, that looks like the first drive's over. Been a couple of shots off up to my right, but apart from that group of fellow we saw first thing, nothing doing. Never mind, onward and upward.
Whilst philosophical, you can hear the tension creeping into Steve's voice. With all of the time and effort he's put into his preparation for this trip, he's eager to put his skills and equipment to the test. But alas, that's hunting.
Ever seen anything?
As the beaters prepare for the next drive, we reconvene with the rest of the guns for a short break.
Jesus Christ. Can't get it away.
The sun is shining and everyone's in good spirits. It's great to be able to socialise and share experiences with fellow hunters from many different walks of life.
Cheers, mate. Gone warm, hasn't it? You just passing my stick, sir. Thank you very much.
The second drive is on top of a hill, offering a spectacular view of the surrounding countryside. The scenery is just breathtaking. This drive is located in a ride with woods and high seats on either side. Initially, the beaters will push the game across from one side to the other. We will then swap over to the opposite high seats as they push the game back across. This is a well-rehearsed ritual that we hope proves successful.
Okay, so we've just lined out for the second drive. It is a bit more, how shall we say, wild boarish, if you like. We're all in a line, we're all in seats or stands. We've got brush either side. So the plan is for this drive, they're coming this way and then they're going to go past us and then come back the other way. So a couple of minutes after they've gone past us, we shall turn around and we shall get in that stand, which is just behind us there. But you can see it's got a shelf for the ammo, got spare mag out, guns ready to go. We need a pig, man. We need a pig. Oh, that's a big Kyler. That was a big Kyler.
Steve readies himself as he can hear the sound of game approaching. Shouldering the rifle into the ride, he's careful not to swing through the line of his fellow guns.
Oh, I missed. I don't believe that. I've seen quite a lot of action on this drive so far. I've had 3 shots. I think I hit the first one. It was in the bush here, but it was down by my other gun. We've had nothing really straightforward. I think the bottom gun, we see him in the red sweater now. I think he's just shot a nice pig. He missed it first shot and then he hit it second shot, but dogs are barking further back in the woods, so usually they're barking at it because it's led there. Hopefully he has, but drive's not over yet. We'll keep our eyes peeled. Okay, so that's the first part of the drive over. The beaters have come through, as you can see. They're on the ride in front of us. And now they're going to go, well, down and round, I presume, and bring it back towards us, the other side of the forest, with a boar of 1-3. No, it's all good. They're on a pig, as you can hear. All the dogs barking. They've either found a dead one or a wounded one. All very exciting that was, though. Really good.
It's nice to see a smile back on Steve's face.
Okay, so we've just had the nod. We've got to cross over and do the second part of the drive. Down we go. The beaters just leaving, we're starting the second half of the drive. They're disappearing that way, so I don't know how they're going to work it, but they know what they're doing, so we'll see what comes now. Already. Okay, so we've crossed over from one side of the road to the other side of the road, and now we've crossed back to this side of the road. Rob, my neighbour, shot a nice boar there off to our right hand side. Never saw it, never heard it, but there you go, he got it. Saw a nice mouflon ram on that drive, came right through. If they'd have been on the menu, we'd have been okay with him, but alas they're not. So we're back in the same seat as we had to go at the Frieslings with, as we were crossing the ride in the first part of the drive. So I don't know what we're doing now, but we're back in here, and I presume they're going to bring another block into this bit. We shall see.
That marks the end of the second drive, and for Steve, the most exciting part of the trip so far. He managed to get his first pig down and could have had a few more. We now start the arduous trek back up the hill and have another short break before heading on to the third and final drive of the day.
Black bears, caribous, copious amounts of deer, but so here we are, the lucky last, the last drive of the trip. That's our seat there in front of us. The guys are just getting dropped off now, so we'll go and get in the seat, get my jacket back on. Sun's going in, so it's starting to go a bit chilly, and hopefully we'll get some fur on the ground.
It's great to hear a more enthusiastic tone as Steve heads into the high seat for one last drive. Even though he didn't connect with all of his opportunities on the last drive, he's clearly now enjoying the experience. Hunters often arrive at driven hunts with an unrealistic expectation of the number of animals they might see. Whilst this hunt has clearly been quiet in terms of game numbers, we've also missed a number of clear-cut chances. This is where your experience really comes into play. No amount of training or simulation can fully prepare you for the real thing.
Okay, so that looks like it's about it. Pig gods definitely haven't been with us today, or all week really. We saw a few earlier on. I did get 3 or 4 shots off, but they were little pigs crossing the ride. Not seeing anything again on this drive, so that's about it. Some you win, some you lose. It'll all even itself out at the end of the day, but no, it's been a good trip. You enjoyed it. I reckon it's time for a beer.
As Steve reflects on another uneventful drive, it's important to recognise that hunting is just that. In some ways, I'm a little disappointed for Steve, as he's fully committed to his preparation for this trip and it's not quite met his expectations. In other ways, I'm glad he's enjoyed what has been a fabulous experience and made new friends. It makes his next driven trip all the more exciting. As we return to the lodge at the end of the day, all of the game is collected and laid out in the tableau. As in many other European countries, Hungary has many respectful hunting traditions, celebrating the fallen game and giving thanks for its bounty, but also initiating those new to hunting into our ranks.
So we're done, ceremony's done. We've had a nice shot of Parlinka. The boys have been initiated into the wild boar hunting fraternity with the old smack on the bum as we go along. So it's been an enjoyable 2 days, and I've had a bonus later. The pig that I thought I'd shot on the second drive, and I said I'm pretty sure I've hit that. Well, I did. They picked it. It's only like handbag size, but pig nevertheless, right? So all good. We had a really nice time. I'd like to thank Wonderheart Hunting and Tamas for looking after us. Made us feel very special, and it's happy days. So I reckon definitely now it's beer o'clock.
Ready?